Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Let's start with the positives. Okay, yesterday's game. I don't think the score was reflective of the game. We were a completely different hockey team than our fans saw tonight. We played well, and it's a shame we didn't get something out of it. Over the course of the weekend, we were perfect on our penalty kill. We killed off 10 penalties without conceding a goal, and we were 20% on our power play over the course of the weekend. So tells me that 5-on-5 is a bit of an issue right now, and I think that's pretty apparent to anybody watching tonight. I know that I don't have a problem repeating it here. That was one of the most embarrassing times of my coaching career, standing on that bench in the first period. I think that we came out with a game plan on Saturday night, and we executed it very well. We played, and guys bought into the little things. Tonight, my impression of that, I'm going to have to painfully watch the game tape again, but my impression of that was we wanted to cheat, cut corners, and be passengers in this hockey game. And for that first period and a half, I don't even think guys had checked in at that point, which is incredibly disappointing, since in my position I would feel that you might actually be playing for your job and showing the people who pay your wages that you have a heartbeat and you care. That wasn't the case tonight, and I think that anytime we did get the puck, we panicked. I mean, we had a 4-on-2 tonight, and we dumped it in the corner. I'm thinking, I'm not entirely sure how to digest this at this point. We can use any excuses that they want, that they're short, that we've been struggling with injuries, but we had a full complement of D-men back there tonight. Owie was immense for us all weekend, but he can't do the job himself, and pretty disappointing.
You're missing Fox and Stockton tonight, but surely just those two players being out can't be the difference.
I think that you can't really get into specifics right now. I think that you're probably looking at a team mentality, regardless of who's in and out of the lineup. I think that we have very, very little grit and determination. We don't look as if we want to throw a hit or be hit, which, I mean, we all know that's part of the game. James Isaacs, who's not a forward, I used him on forward this weekend. He throws our only hit of the night, results in a goal for us. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? Just be a little physical and play the game. At one point, and I pointed it out to Tommy. I had to use Tommy up front to inject some life in the lineup. He goes in, throws a hit, keeps it simple. He deflects a puck in and he goes and gets it. We've got a few guys who could learn a lesson from that.
Are you at a point where you're ready to make changes?
I think that's pretty apparent by now that there's going to have to be a change or two, at least in our lineup. I think that we've gone through cycles like this in the past, and what we identified was that sometimes the only way through to people is to show them how serious you are, and make no bones about it. My bosses, myself, and my assistant coach want this team to succeed, and it's not a holiday camp, and it's not just show up and win a hockey game once every couple weeks and people will be fine. I get a sense with this team that sometimes we figure we'll just show up to do just enough, and that's not good enough.
So what do you do this week? How do you turn this team around and try and get 4 points or even 2 points out of next weekend?
Well, I mean, I think the message is clear that guys gonna need to start fighting for their jobs. It's completely unacceptable, and specifically, like, if we came out tonight with an ounce of a jump in our step, we would have found ourselves in a hockey game. But it took until over midway of the second period until we saw actually a little bit of life. And I mean, it's just a constant same mistakes that, sometimes you feel like stepping on your ice and do it yourself if you possibly could, because I mean, you see at the start of that second period, we get sustained pressure and we're looking good, and all of a sudden we forget where we are. We told them, don't pinch on these guys, their transition's too quick. What do? We pinch down the strong side, 4-on-2, goal, and sucks the life out of the building. And I mean, last night we went into a tough building to play in, and for 2.5 periods, we held them strong, and the boys played well, but it's not good enough to go and show up for 2.5 periods a weekend and say, oh well, you know what, enough's enough. If you want to be competitive in this league, everybody, it's clear to see from top to bottom in this league that you have to come out and you have to play 6 periods of hockey, or you're going to have a lot of losses in that column.
There's a couple of nice goals tonight. One from Matt Siska, one from Turon. Which, when these goals are going in, it must give you a little bit of hope.
I think the important thing to recognize is that, if we're out there scoring goals and you're -4, it don't matter if you're scoring goals. It does matter. Like, the biggest thing that we're trying to, and the things that we've built on in the past 4 years, is come back and play good defensive hockey, and your offense will come off of that. But if you continue to swing in the zone, and you see how many stick checks did you see out there tonight? I can guarantee you that we don't encourage stick checks in practice or a game, but guys cheating, trying to get a puck. And a team like Sheffield, you'll see their goals. No, all credit to Sheffield. That is a hard working team that just does not stop. They have depth. They have 4 lines. They're good. They are good. But you make them even better by taking shortcuts and giving them time and space. I mean, I felt bad for Shane out there at times, because he was in there and he was battling, and he is doing his best to keep us in a hockey game. He didn't have a lot of push up front until later in the game, and I mean, it's simple plays. I mean, it's rule number 1 as a hockey player. You get a puck and things aren't going your way, go up off the glass and out. But no, we pass it up to their D-man, and then we're in one and we're running around our defensive zone. So not good enough tonight, not even close to good enough for a number of weeks now, and it's going to have to get sorted.
And I guess finally, another positive you can take is, this time last year it kind of felt like you'd lost the crowd, but the crowd are still behind this team, so they're trying to drive the team to be what they should be. Well,
I mean, it was funny because it was not funny at all. But I heard a couple, you can hear some cat calls and stuff like that, and I would expect that, because tonight was shocking at times. But the crowd have been good. I mean, they've exceeded my expectations on the positive factor. And I mean, you look at these games that we're losing. I mean, 4-2, and we played a good third period, or as good as could be expected. It was decent. We had some tired legs, but 2 or 3 good chances. We finally forced their goalie to make a couple saves. We finally have guys driving to the net. Something, if we did 44 minutes earlier, we could have, this night could have ended different. But it's gut check time in Flyers dressing room.
Todd, thanks very much.
Thank you.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.